In Hinduism, Shiva and Shakti are not just two different gods, they are two sides of the same truth. Shiva represents pure consciousness, the still, unchanging awareness behind everything. Shakti represents energy, the dynamic force that moves, creates, and sustains the universe. Without Shiva, Shakti has no direction. Without Shakti, Shiva has no action. Think of it like a lamp and its light. Shiva is the lamp, steady and still. Shakti is the light, spreading warmth, life, and creation. You can't separate the two, and together they make life possible. One ancient story says that when Brahma, the creator, wanted to make a universe that could run on its own, without constant interference, he searched for the perfect balance of forces. He realized that this balance was the union of Shiva and Shakti. Shiva's consciousness gave the structure and purpose, while Shakti's energy gave the movement and creation. Together, they made a self-sustaining cosmos, a universe that could create, preserve, and transform itself endlessly. This union is not just about the physical world, it's also a spiritual lesson. In our own lives, liberation moksha comes when we unite our own inner consciousness Shiva with our life energy Shakti. That harmony is the key to peace, clarity, and freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Brahma, whose job was to create the universe, had already brought many beings into existence, including the Saptarishis, 7 great sages, and countless other life forms. But there was a big problem. He couldn't figure out how to make creation continue on its own, without him constantly stepping in. He tried different solutions. He introduced the law of karma so actions would have consequences, and he created Kamadeva, the god of desire, and Rati, the goddess of passion, to inspire attraction and love. But still, something was missing. The process of giving life and keeping it going wasn't complete. That's when Brahma realized he needed a special kind of energy, something far greater than his own power. It had to be a force that could keep creation alive and moving without his help. He knew Vishnu would guide him to the right source, and as expected, Vishnu pointed him toward Shiva, the destroyer, not as an ender of things, but as the embodiment of pure consciousness and the key to unlocking that life-sustaining energy. When Brahma, the creator, was looking for a way to make the universe self-sustaining, he went to Shiva for help. Shiva then appeared in his highest spiritual form, called Sadashiva, which represents 5 powers: creation, protection, destruction, hiding or illusion, and grace. Brahma asked, how can creation be balanced and independent? Shiva explained that pure consciousness, his own nature, also needs energy to move and create. So he divided himself into 2 parts. One part remained as Shiva consciousness, and the other became Shakti, his divine feminine energy. Shiva then gave this energy to Brahma. With it, Brahma created a being of incredible beauty named Sandhya. This was the first time Shakti took a form in creation. From then on, Shakti would appear in many different forms throughout time to keep the universe balanced and alive. The story takes a deeper turn with an important event in Brahma's life. When Brahma became overly attached to the beauty of his own creation, Sandhya, his desire created imbalance and chaos in the universe. To restore order, Shiva stepped in. In his anger, Shiva cut off Brahma's 5th head. This action showed that Shiva is the ultimate protector of universal law Dharma, and also reminded everyone about the dangers of uncontrolled desire. After this, Brahma spread Shakti's power across all of creation. She was placed in nature Prakriti and within every living being, especially in the female creative energy. In this way, Shakti became both present in the world around us and at the same time beyond it, always connected to Shiva as her true source. After being separated from Shakti, Shiva went into deep meditation and made Mount Kailash his home. This mountain, untouched by human life, became a symbol of pure and natural existence. Shiva's retreat was not an escape, but a reminder of his eternal role as the silent witness Sakshi, the unchanging consciousness behind all creation. But without Shakti, the universe became weak and unbalanced. During this time, a powerful Asura demon named Tarakasura took advantage of this imbalance. He performed severe penance and received a boon from Brahma. Only a son of Shiva could defeat him. Since Shiva was lost in meditation and without Shakti by his side, it seemed impossible for such a child to be born. This made Tarakasura nearly invincible. To bring back balance, Vishnu made a plan. He told Daksha Prajapati to call upon Adi Shakti through deep prayer and ask her to be born as his daughter. Adi Shakti agreed and took birth as Sati, but with one clear condition: Daksha must honor her divine purpose. However, Daksha's pride and hatred for Shiva led to a tragedy. During a great sacrifice, when Shiva was insulted, Sati could not bear it and gave up her life by jumping into the fire. This powerful event ended her life as Sati, but opened the path for her rebirth as Parvati. Some old stories and sacred texts say that before Adi Shakti came back as Parvati, she had to take 108 different births. These many lifetimes were not random. They were part of the law of karma, which means that every action has a result, and even divine beings follow this universal rule. Just like humans, even Shakti had to go through the process of learning, cleansing, and growing. Sati, in her previous life, had ended her journey in deep pain and anger when she set herself on fire during Daksha's sacrifice. That act came from her strong emotions, which showed that even the goddess needed to refine her devotion and reach a higher level of self-understanding. Because of this, she had to go through many lifetimes to purify her heart and prepare fully for her divine purpose. After completing those 108 births, Adi Shakti finally took birth as Parvati, the daughter of King Himavan and Queen Meena. In this form, she became the perfect embodiment of Shakti, ready to be with Shiva once again. But even as Parvati, her path was not simple. She had to go through hardship, strict penance, and tests of patience to prove her strength and devotion. Her journey reflects what happens to every spiritual seeker. Before reaching union with the divine, one must pass through struggles, challenges, and inner cleansing. Parvati's story teaches that spiritual growth takes time, effort, and many trials, but with faith and determination, the soul can finally unite with the highest truth. When Shakti, reborn as Parvati, was finally united with Lord Shiva, their sacred union gave birth to their son, Kartikeya, also known as Skanda or Murugan. Kartikeya grew to become a powerful warrior, and it was he who defeated the mighty demon Tarakasura. This victory was not just a battle between a god and a demon, it symbolized the restoration of balance and peace in the universe. But their union carried a much deeper meaning than just the birth of a divine child. It revealed a profound spiritual truth. The entire universe exists and is sustained only when Shiva and Shakti are in balance. Shiva represents pure stillness and consciousness, the silent witness of existence. Shakti represents energy, movement, and creation, the force that makes life possible. Without Shakti, Shiva would remain inactive, and without Shiva, Shakti would have no direction. Together, they show us that both consciousness and energy, silence and action, masculine and feminine, must work in harmony for life and the cosmos to flourish. The Shiva Purana explains something very deep about devotion. It says that Shiva does not have just one fixed form. Instead, he appears to his devotees in the form that connects most closely with their heart and inner wish. For example, if someone seeks freedom from the endless cycle of birth and death, Shiva comes to them as the giver of liberation, Mukti. If another person longs to see him as the loving divine partner, he appears as the consort and companion. And for those who are searching for the highest truth, Shiva reveals himself as the supreme consciousness, the infinite reality that exists beyond all forms. This teaching shows that Shiva is not separate from the devotee. The form in which he is worshipped reflects the deepest desires and spiritual needs of the person. In truth, it is like a mirror. The devotee's inner self and Shiva are one and the same. This is the non-dual truth Advaita. The soul within us and the divine outside are not two different things, but one reality seen in different ways. Conclusion: Shakti within and without. The story of Shiva and Shakti is not just an ancient myth, but a guide for our own spiritual journey. It shows us that the universe, as well as our own lives, is incomplete without the balance of energy Shakti and awareness Shiva. Shakti is not only the cosmic energy outside of us, but also the inner energy, often called Kundalini. This energy rests within every human being, waiting to be awakened. When Kundalini rises through spiritual practices like meditation, devotion, and right living Dharma, it connects us with our highest self. This journey of awakening is the same as Shakti uniting with Shiva. It reminds us that we all carry divine potential inside us. By nurturing it with love, discipline, and awareness, we can merge with the eternal consciousness represented by Shiva. In this union, we discover our true nature, limitless, peaceful, and divine.